Dear Manfred, again, welcome, but this time welcome also to Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, and really an honor for HDZ to be the host of the final study days of the EPP group before the next European elections in June 2024. This has been indeed almost a month of the constant EPP activity in Croatia. Last weekend in Zagreb we had the Youth EPP Council. Now the study days here with the highest leaders of the EU institutions, and in a few weeks our friends from the EPP, from the Committee of the Regions, will be also gathering in Croatia. That is a signal of respect of our party friends across Europe, and also an opportunity to discuss our achievements, to discuss the current context, and most of all to see what are the solutions for Europe in the future. As Manfred has outlined, there are several key important political points and principles that we stand for. As the founding party of the European project, it is of course important that our main values, and that is the values of the Christian democratic parties, people's parties, also part of the liberal thought, but also the heritage of the Judeo-Christian civilization, are put in place also in the policies before the elections of next year. There are some main concerns at the agenda of all of the European countries today. The first one, of course, the security. Security stemming from multiple crises. One, our way of life that was impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic for almost 2 years intensively. Then the impact of Russia's aggression against Ukraine, and then the third threat, and that is the threat of the illegal migrations. And that puts the issues of security in the focus, and the policies that we are discussing here should, in our view, be the main line of the policies of Europe as a whole in the next 5 years period. The other issue is competitiveness of European economy. Given the big global changes and the impact on the economies and finances of all of these crises, we need to strengthen the joint solidarity in the times of crisis. I think we have managed excellently, and my praise goes to Ursula and the initiatives that the Commission has taken. I have many times said that COVID was a big problem, but the European Union came up with a big answer through the EU Next Generation, and in Croatia, having at our disposal more than 10 billion euros above the usual multi-annual financial framework funds, gives us a chance to boost our economy, to set good targets on the critical infrastructural investments, but also to help us in keeping the social cohesion, something that was a top priority for my government, because I always said we will remain united and supportive to Ukraine as long as we manage to avoid the social fracture and keep the social peace in our own countries, and this is what we have attained so far. The third point I'd like to make is a little bit looking ahead in terms of the perspective of the countries that are in our neighborhood in the enlargement process. For us, as a neighboring country to Southeast Europe, we have a lot of expertise, a lot of knowledge about the trends in our neighborhood. We are now expecting the new Commission's report on the progress, and we also think that all of our neighbors should actually accelerate their reform process in order to be more ready to enter the next stages of the EU's accession process. This goes also for the efforts being done by Ukraine and Moldova in particular. And of course, I think that a final point is how the EPP, as the sober mainstream party, should find answers for fighting demagogues. I wouldn't even call them the populists, but demagogues across the political spectrum. We all have them, whether they're in Croatia or in other European countries, with arguments. They're always using every single potential, not even a crisis, but let's say it's a topic, to attack the governments from the angle that they believe is useful for them, but at the same time never ever offering any solution to any real problem that the citizens or the economy is needing. And that's why the campaigns are the moment when everybody should come clearly up front and stand for the values and actions that will be taken in the future. I will always remember this combined mandate of the European Parliament, where Manfred and the whole group gave us a big support, and of course Commission led by Ursula, as the days when Croatia joined Schengen area, when Croatia joined Eurozone, when we entered the European Stability Mechanism, when we agreed, due to the objective circumstances, to extend the deadline of the use of the EU Solidarity Fund, and thank you, Ursula, for understanding, and of course, having positioned ourselves now as 10 years member of the European Union, as a reliable and a solid partner, and all of that is always easier and more efficient being a member of the European People's Party. Thank you for coming to Split.